Hi, my name is Yang Chen. My project is multi-perspective fragmented narrative. My presentation has 5 parts: background, research question, project presentation, methodology, and problems and solutions. Let's see the background of the fragmented narrative. Fragmented narrative was a kind of environmental narrative. It has 5 features. A. Nonlinear. B. Distributed objects. C. Relevance between objects. D. Serving for main threads. E. More space to understand and imagine. We can see many successful games with fragmented narrative, like Dark Souls, Sekiro Shadow Die Twice, The Binding of Isaac, Unheard, Hades. Yeah, fragmented narrative is becoming more and more common and popular in video games nowadays. So my research question is how to make fragmented narrative in video game, leaving a deep impression on players. Why I propose this question? Because I think a fragmented narrative exists such 3 problems at nowadays. First, wordy description. When people read wordy description of items, they will feel tired, so they will less eager to read them continuously. And the second is too much distributed information in the game will let people difficult to remember them and difficult to connect them. Third, many fragmented narrative without guide and tips. This would make players easier to overlook them. So all of these 3 problems will make fragmented narrative less impressive. This is the problem I want to solve. Now, let's see my projects at first. In demo, player can use two characters to explore the factory game, a little girl named Alice and a man named John. This is the mode that I called multi-person. Alice is a 9-year-old girl with ability of time backtracking. She can restore things back to a previous time point. And John is a detective who knows a lot of information about the case because he is responsible for the case. Now, what is multi-person? John and Alice could see different but relevant information in game for the same items. Because John is detective, he can know more information about the case. Yeah, we can see the picture about the duty of the duty schedule. John know more information according to witness testimony. The fire happened at 6:18 p.m. on Thursday. At that time, just Franklin stayed in the factory. Furthermore, John and Alice have different abilities. John can remove some barriers in game because he is an adult. So by this reason, John's ability can help them clean some barriers on their way. For example, remove boxes and remove the rings. And after removing this, they maybe can use some new information. And Alice's ability is time backtracking, which is the mode that I called multi-time. This means that she can restore the scenes to a certainly previous time point. Yeah, we can see these two things. These two pictures, they are the one things, but they are the different time point of the one things. So the picture is everything in the picture is relevant but different. And Alice used his ability time backtracking to restore the things and get some information that can be found by John. About my methodology, I use RPG Maker MZ as a platform for my project. RPG Maker MZ is the latest version of series of RPG Maker. This is the word interface of RPG Makers. About all of the story is narrated by fragmented narrative. So how can I construct it? First step, I have to construct a complete story about case. I have to think of the whole story, even the details, like the criminal, the time, the spot, the victim, the motivation, the method, even the scapegoat, more and more, many things. And after this, I can continue the next step. The next step is fragmentation of the complete story. I will select part of fragmented information as plots to hit in the games and let player find them. And the third step is creating comparison on text and visual effect. And this makes information connect with things and items. So, for example, the doors and the printers. When people see the printer and the doors, they will create a difference in their mind, because this difference will rush their mind. So by this way they would begin to notice these items and to find the connection between the items. This will be the guide of players and let players find the truth of the story. So about problems and the solutions. The one problem I met in my project is character switch. Character switch is directly related to immersive experience of players. At the beginning, I just want to make two games. To switch the version. Players can switch the version out of the games, which would cause a strongly divided feeling for players. And how to make process, but how to make the process of switch naturally. Uh, Finally, I choose this way. I decide to use having a rest as the chance to switch characters. For example, like the picture, when you use Alice, you can interact with sofas and the chairs to have a rest. At that time, player can switch another character, uh, John, because Alice is having a rest now. So it's a normal and a reasonable ways to switch characters. characters. Uh, Another problem is how to associate objects with the story. This is also an exploration of fragmented narrative. At the beginning, I just have a brief concept of my whole story. I don't have I don't think about the details of the story. I attempt to find objects which can be used as plots for my story in RPG Maker MZ. However, it's really a difficult work. New ideas would be conflict with original ideas, which makes me can't find suitable things for my project. But later, I changed my way. I construct the story as detailed as possible and try to find object according to these details. It's more effective way. It's more effective. So because I have very clear aims for every object, I can associate them with the story because they are derived from the story. Uh, for this project, it also reminds me that fragmented narrative is just a way of storytelling instead of way of creating story. Thank you.